This is the S.T.A.N. gun. To build the S.T.A.N. gun, you will need a Y, about 1.5 feet of Schedule 80 half-inch PVC pipe, a half-inch end cap, at least 2.5 feet of half-inch Schedule 40 PVC pipe, 2 3/4-inch PVC T-fittings, about 1 foot of 3/4-inch PVC pipe, about 1 foot of 5/8 inch by 1/2 inch vinyl tubing, a roll of duct tape, 1 1/2-inch PVC T-fitting, and 1 1/2-inch CPVC 45-degree elbow fitting. The Y hopper mechanism of S.T.A.N. gun requires the use of short darts, although many blasters using this sort of mechanism are very fussy about what kind of short darts you feed through them. In the S.T.A.N. gun, it's much less fussy, and you can even use cut-down elite darts. The darts I currently recommend for the S.T.A.N. gun are those made by Artifact Blaster Modworks. They give me some trouble in other uses of the hopper mechanism, but for the S.T.A.N. gun, they work perfectly, and they're extremely cheap and extremely safe. You want to check that your Schedule 80 barrel material is a good fit for whatever darts you're using. What you want is a loose fit where the dart will pretty much just fall through with gravity alone when you put it in. A tighter dart fit than that will just jam up your gun and be very difficult to fire. A looser dart fit is not generally a problem unless it's extremely loose, like if you accidentally bought Schedule 40 pipe. For the hopper on the S.T.A.N. gun to feed reliably, you need to smooth out the entrance where the darts go in. So this edge on the inside here needs to be broken, smoothed out, and filleted. The easiest way to do that is with a pair of scissors and this little twirl maneuver here, where I just rotate the PVC, holding the scissors on that corner. As you can see, I'm starting to get just a little bit of a chamfer there. Need to do it a lot more. Been doing this for a minute or so. Now you can see there's a pretty significant bevel to the entrance here. I actually need a lot more than that. The reason we want such a nice smooth chamfer on that entrance is because the darts are going to be coming in at about a 45-degree angle from the way that the barrel is pointing. And so they're going to hit the bottom and then hopefully slide in. If we tried the same thing without any bevel, what would probably happen in most cases is the dart would come and get stuck on the edge and not go anywhere. We don't want that. So we bevel our barrel. Take the smooth end of the barrel and put it in this side of the Y. You can check if the pipe's all the way in if you look inside the top of the Y. Cut about 14 inches of Schedule 40 PVC. Whatever you have left after that can be your magazine. If you have access to clear PVC, it's good to use that for your magazine, because then you can see how many darts you have left. Most of the times that I fire the S.T.A.N. gun in this video, I'm using a clear PVC magazine because I want you to see what's happening. You can smooth out the inner edge of the magazine tube if you want to make it loading a little bit easier. Put your end cap on the not smooth side of your magazine tube. Believe it or not, you're already ready to test fire this thing. Put some darts in your magazine tube. Put the uncapped end of the magazine tube into this socket of the Y. Now, if you blow into this socket, darts should fly out of this barrel. Fortunately, mine worked on the first try, but if yours didn't, you should probably keep working on that before you go any further. So what you have now is the functional core of the gun. Everything else is just to help you hold on to it and blow into it without getting your teeth knocked out. The use of these Y fittings as a feed mechanism for short darts is fairly commonplace nowadays in the Nerf internet community, and it was originally discovered by Daniel Beaver. There is a link to one of his videos in the description. Cut out this section of one of the 3/4 T's. I did this with a scroll saw, but if you have a hacksaw and a vise, you can do something similar that will work just fine. You might want to try for a more triangular cut though. We're going to do a similar cutout on the other piece of PVC that you cut for your stock. 2 inches from the end to 4 inches from the end should be good. In both cases, make sure you clean off all the little bits of plastic that you make in the process. Put the stock through the cut-up T so that the holes align. Put the stock in the back of the Y so that the cutouts are about 90 degrees away from the direction that the Y is facing. Wrap duct tape behind the T, then wrap more duct tape over that and the back of the T. Finally, more duct tape between the front of the T and the Y. Insert the vinyl tubing like so, Set the curl upwards opposite of the direction that the T is facing. Cut off 2 sections from your 3/4 inch PVC at least 4 inches long. These are your handles. You can make them as long as you want. Take your other T and slide it over the barrel. It should be aligned in the opposite direction as the Y and about 90 degrees away from the other handle. Put in your handles. Also put the 1/2 inch T on the back of the stock. At this point, it's a good idea to evaluate how you feel about this ergonomically. Personally, I find slightly less than 90 degrees between the 2 handles to be ideal, and about 3 inches down the barrel. Wrap some duct tape next to where you want your T to go. You can do this neatly, but it requires a lot more duct tape. Finally, tape the tape to the T and the T to the tape. At this point, it should feel pretty good to hold and look down the barrel aside from this. Figure out how long your vinyl tubing really needs to be by pressing the stock against your shoulder and just pulling it up to your face with a 45-degree elbow to get an idea of how it will feel. If your vinyl tubing is too curly, and it usually is, you can tape the vinyl tubing down so that it stays in a comfortable firing position. I had to tape my tubing to the tube in 2 places to keep my tubing from kinking too much. After it's basically in position, you can mush it around to get it exactly where you want. Alright, so the stand gun's finished. Ammo capacity is limited by the length of the tube that you are able and willing to put into your magazine. This one's only a foot long, which is about as short as I would go. It holds about 9 darts plus 1 sitting in the Y. The most effective use is short bursts of 3 to 5 darts at a time. Thanks for watching.